I'm headed to the Guadalupe River this morning for a fly fishing lesson. I've always been intrigued by it. It looks so graceful. Standing in the river with the water rushing past your waders, the line looping in the air. There's just something majestic about it. And as you can clearly see, I am a seasoned outdoorsman. So I thought I'd give it a shot. This could be entertaining. Or who knows, I might actually catch something. Welcome to Whisked Away by Angela. Here you'll come with me on all my adventures, both big and small, and see what inspires me along the way. There is always something about a day that really stands out, something that really sticks with me. So I head into the kitchen and I create a dish inspired by wherever the day leads me. If you love great food, new experiences, and living life fully, you are in the right place. And I'm so glad you're here. It was one of those cold Texas mornings. Sunny, crisp, calm. This fly fishing lesson was actually a birthday gift to myself. I've fished since I was a little girl with my dad, but fly fishing has always been on my bucket list. I met Kelly from Lone Star Fly Fishing bright and early and quickly realized she knew exactly what she was doing. She was already completely geared up and waiting for me in the garage. Then she handed me the waders. And let's just say there was a fair amount of wrestling involved before I finally got myself situated. Let the fun begin. Walking through a river in waders is harder than it looks. The current pushes against your legs constantly, and every rock underneath your feet feels slippery and a little questionable. Meanwhile, Kelly moved through the water swiftly and confidently. She told me it was her morning cardio. That it was, for both of us. We walked quite a ways before she found the perfect fishing spot. I was just happy I had made it without a baptism in that cold water. The river was beautiful. Sunlight peered through the trees, birds everywhere, water sparkling across the surface. It was a pretty perfect place to spend a morning. Fly fishing is incredibly technical. I knew there was a lot to it, but wow, I had no idea how much was actually going on. There's rhythm to it. Timing, presentation, feel. First, Kelly taught me how to hold the line. Then the overhead cast. Then came mending the line once it hit the water so the drift looked natural. The goal is to make the fly move naturally enough that the trout actually believe it's alive. Which means there's really no such thing as just standing there holding a fly rod. Then came managing the slack by stripping the line, feeling the tension through the rod, and learning how to set the hook quickly and firmly. Which sounds fairly simple until you actually try it. Since this was only a 2-hour lesson, Kelly handled all of the fly presentation herself. And honestly, watching her do that was impressive. Her fly box was filled with these tiny little flies and microscopic hooks, and they all apparently had very specific purposes. She moved through it like a master, while I stood there trying to absorb everything. And then, before I really knew what was going on, I caught a fish.
Good job.
A tiny little trout. Way too small to keep, but honestly, I didn't care. It was my first trout on a fly rod. We threw him back to grow up a little bit more. And for a brief, glorious moment, I was convinced I might actually be good at this. Unfortunately, the trout didn't seem interested in supporting that theory, because after that first fish, things got a whole lot quieter. We kept fishing, I kept practicing, and then I got another bite. For a second, I thought I had him, but I didn't set the hook firmly enough, and the fish got off. Kelly immediately knew what happened.
Came off because you didn't set it. You didn't set it. You gotta set it.
Apparently, setting the hook is one of those things that's easy to understand, but much harder to do. And I quickly realized catching one fish doesn't mean you know how to fly fish. Not even close. Fly fishing has a way of keeping you humble. After losing that fish, I became a little obsessed with the hook set. Every cast felt like a chance to get it right. Meanwhile, I was still managing slack, working on my casting, watching the drift, and trying not to tangle my line. I got tangled up in rocks, in the current, in my own line, even the weeds behind me, and my camera tripod. Kelly thankfully had the patience of a saint. She untangled everything without complaint. Over and over and over. She coached me through the details, again and again and again. And even though I wasn't catching more fish, I could feel things starting to click. Not perfect, just better. My casting started smoothing out. The funny thing is, by the end of the morning, the fish wasn't really what I was thinking about anymore. What stayed with me was how much skill goes into something that looks so effortless. Standing in a river with a fly rod looks graceful from a distance, but up close, whew, it's timing, patience, practice, repetition, and apparently knowing when to set the hook. The more I learned, the more respect I had for the people who do it well. Fly fishing isn't just throwing a line into the water, it's a skill. And honestly, I can see why people fall in love with it. I came hoping to learn how to fly fish. I left with a whole new appreciation for it. Plus, the memory of catching one tiny little trout and a few stories. Not a bad way to spend a morning. And after standing in cold water for a couple hours, I was hungry. That was a great experience. I've always wanted to try my hand at fly fishing. There was a lot more to it than I anticipated, and it is seriously all skill. But I am so glad I got to do that. I enjoyed every minute of it. Now I'm back home, showered, have all the fish yuck off of me, and I am hungry for an egg salad sandwich. But not just any egg salad sandwich. So I thought, what a great idea to share with you my favorite egg salad recipe. It's actually a Japanese egg salad. There's a little bit of a twist on it, and it is fantastic, and it plates beautifully. This is an elegant salad that you could serve to anyone and be proud of it. I have a large pot of water, and it is now at a roaring boil, so we can get started. I have a dozen eggs here. I'm just gonna lower these eggs right into this roaring boil, and these are going to boil to start with for 7.5 minutes, but only half of them are gonna go for 7.5 minutes. And I'll show you why in a moment. It has now been about 7.5 minutes. So I'm not going to turn the heat off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove 4 eggs from the water, and I'm putting them in an ice bath. There are 2 extra eggs in here, and I'm going to pull another one out right now and put it into the ice bath. I have 6 eggs remaining, and that's what's going to make my egg salad, and I'm going to keep that boiling for another 6.5 minutes, about 14 minutes total for the hard-boiled eggs. These are going to be jammy eggs, and this is what is going to make our sandwich absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to set these to the side. We're going to let these boil another 6.5 minutes. So our fully hard-boiled eggs are completely ready now, and we're going to transfer those to a separate ice bath. We want to keep these completely separate. So I have 6 fully hard-boiled eggs that are going to go into this ice bath. I like to let my eggs sit in the ice bath for about 30 minutes just to make sure that they're completely cooled all the way through. The reason we put them in the ice bath is to quickly stop that cooking. So I'm gonna set my bowl in the fridge for about 30 minutes. So while our eggs are in the refrigerator in their ice bath, let's go ahead and make the dressing. Let's start with Kewpie mayo. This is key right here. This is an Asian specialty right here. This is not your typical mayonnaise. I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon of this. Now, I will need more later. The other thing that I need is creme fraiche right here. I'm going to use a tablespoon. If you can't find it, sour cream is fine, or you can use the Mexican crema, whichever. And then to that, we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of rice vinegar or rice wine vinegar, whichever you prefer. And then we're going to use 1.5 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. And I do like Dijon, so I don't mind putting in a little bit extra. And we're going to hold on to this also because we're going to need it in just a little bit. We're going to mix this together until it's nice and creamy. And then to this, we're going to add our scallion or our green onion. If you really like an oniony flavor, use more. Totally up to you. Personalize it. Make it perfect for your family. And I'm just going to rough chop this. Our dressing is completely ready. We're going to throw this in the fridge and let it cool and marinate while we're waiting on our eggs. Now you're going to peel your eggs and make sure you keep the jammy eggs separated from the hard-boiled eggs. And then finally, you're going to rinse the eggs really well. Our eggs have cooled and peeled. Now let's put our egg salad together and build our sandwich. We're going to start with the 6 hard-boiled eggs. Notice we have the hard-boiled eggs here and we have our jammy eggs over there, the 4 of those. So let's start, and we're just going to rough chop our hard-boiled eggs. That's all we're going to do. I'm going to take one more pass through it just to make sure all the big chunks are gone of the white. So those darn egg whites, they're the ones you have to worry about. I'm just going to take the egg and I'm going to sprinkle it right into the sauce, just like that. Now, we want to keep it kind of rough and rustic, so I use a rubber spatula to just incorporate and slowly fold that sauce into the eggs. I like salty. I know, but I do. So I'm going to grab some sea salt flakes and I'm just going to hit it with a touch and incorporate that in. You don't need to do this by any means. It just happens to be what I personally prefer. This is Japanese milk bread. Some places, some bakeries call it Japanese milk toast. You need 8 slices for this recipe. We're gonna start out by taking our Kewpie mayo and we're gonna put it about a tablespoon on 1 slice, and we're just gonna spread it nice and thin. And then we're gonna take our other slice and we're going to put about another tablespoon, maybe a little bit less, of the Dijon. And we're going to spread that nice and thin. Now we're ready to tackle our jammy eggs. You are going to slice your jammy egg in half, long ways. Ah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And we're going to put just a touch of sea salt flake right over the top, and we're going to lay it long ways down the center of the bread that has the Kewpie mayo, just like that. You just want to pile on the egg salad right around those eggs and make it nice and neat, nice and even. Try to fill in all the gaps. You don't need to go over the jammy eggs, but you do want it to be nice and full around the jammy eggs. Okay, there we go. Now let's go ahead and make one of these real quick. We're just going to cut our crusts right off. This is a beautiful, delicate sandwich, and it does not need crust. You can save the crust and eat them, of course, but the sandwich is much more beautiful without the crust. And we're going to cut this into thirds, very gently, as if we're doing surgery. This is our Japanese egg salad sandwich. Isn't that absolutely beautiful with that jammy egg? I've been waiting for this all morning. This was a great experience. The fly fishing was incredible. This was actually a birthday gift to myself, and I really enjoyed it. And now this. Oh, my favorite egg salad sandwich goes perfectly with a morning of fishing. I hope you try this. Japanese egg salad. Yum. Happy birthday to me. Enjoy. Until next time, eat deliciously, live fabulously, and thank you for letting me whisk you away.